Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll have a look at this premium headphones from JBL. These are actually the JBL Tour One M2, and these are actually the flagship headphones from JBL for this year. So let's have a look at this one. And guys, this was a review on it that was sent to me by JBL, and actually I also had the chance to interact with JBL officials over a video call to understand a little bit more about this product. And I'm glad that I had that call because I came to know of some of the new features that are there on this one. So this is the box. I won't waste a lot of time, and again it comes in this nice box, and this actually slides down. You can just take it out, and the actual headphones is in this one. Again, this also supports high-res audio, dual device pairing because it has Bluetooth 5.3 and all the features that you expect from a high-end headphones like ANC, transparency, and all those features. So I'll just keep this to the side for now, and let's have a look at this one. So it comes in this nice carrying case. It's sort of a hard case, and we also have a thing to actually carry it around. It's a zip swat, so I'll just open this up, and this is the headphone itself, and I'll show you the headphones later on. But we also get a lot of accessories, and I'm glad that JBL didn't skim this, because these high-end ANC headphones are mostly used for travelers and all these things. So you have all the cables on this one, and I like that this is actually given. If you travel a lot internationally, you know how important this is. This is a travel adapter. So here is the headphone itself, and I like the fact that these actually just close like this. So for traveling, if you notice, they are very, very compact. So I really like this design. Padding that we have here on the top, it's actually a sort of a leatherish, I think so. This is faux leather, and it's super soft on this one. And again, you can expand this and retract it like this, very easy. And these also swivel, and I also like the padding on the ear cup itself. Again, if you notice, it's very soft. So in terms of comfort, I have to say these are super comfortable. And again, another important thing when you're looking for a headphone that you're going to use it for a long period of time, how comfortable they are on your hand. And the clamping force is also really good. It's neither it's pressing too much, nor it's soft that it will just move around. So perfectly, I would say, tuned that way, I would say. So in terms of ergonomics and comfort, I feel they have actually done a good job. Now moving to some of the physical buttons. If you notice, this is the main button, and for pairing you can just switch it like this, and it glows, and it'll just connect to the smartphone. I'll show you that, and it connected right now. Also, I like the fact that we do have a physical button here for volume control, so you can increase or lower the volume. And again, as I've told you, that physical cable that you can connect over here. Another thing to note is that on the right side, this is actually a touch sensitive area, so you can just tap to pause to music, double tap to move to the next track, triple tap to move to the previous track. So this is touch sensitive that we have. And if you move to the next one here, you again have one more physical button, and from here you can move between the ANC modes and the different modes very easily. You can actually configure that with the smartphone. And again, if you notice, here we have the charging port. That's the Type-C port. And if you notice, again, these are noise cancelling headphones, so they have actually 4 different microphones all over the headphones. Over here. So they have actually 4 different microphones, and they constantly actually analyze the ambient sound to give you that ANC effect. In fact, you can adjust it also manually. So in terms of buttons and layout, what I liked is that once you have set the headphone as you want and customize it with the smartphone app, you hardly have to actually go back to your smartphone, because you can change tracks from this, adjust the volume, and do everything. So that way, I would say they have made it very practical headphones, because when you're traveling or something, I've noticed that in some of the headphones, changing the volumes or stuff is a complicated part. Many people have to go back to their device. Here you don't have to do that, and you can fully control the music experience, etc., the ANC experience, all of them directly from the headphone. In terms of Bluetooth range, I did not have any issues with this one. In fact, this is coming with the latest Bluetooth, that is Bluetooth 5.3, and the JBL guys, when I interacted with them, told that this will also support Bluetooth LE, which will be released very soon, again with the firmware upgrade. So again, that way you're fully covered, and as I've told you, it can pair simultaneously to 2 different devices also if you really want that. But let's look at the app, and it's a JBL app, and this works both on Android phones as well as iOS, that's iPhones, but I'm just using an Android phone. And to give you an idea, I'll just wear this, and this is the default. At the moment I wore it, it detected it and it went to the ambient. You can actually, as I've told you, you can move it between the ANC from here through and all those things, and in fact it prompts you when it says ambient aware or whatever like this, ambient aware, and you can also adjust actually how much you want. Another thing is, if you notice, I wear specs. This is something that I liked, and if you wear specs, if you go to the customized ANC leakage compensation, if you are just wearing specs like this, it will actually push the earphone. So if you enable this leakage compensation, if persons who are wearing specs, it will compensate the ANC for that. So that's what I like. In fact, by default you can leave it for adaptive ANC. In fact, this works because I noticed this room is fairly silent, but when I go outside there's a lot more ambient sound, and when I kept to adaptive ANC, it was actually changing the ANC effectiveness up and down. As you can see, if you just switch it off, then manually you can select the amount of ANC that you want. You can increase it or decrease it. But I would say the adaptive ANC actually works pretty well in my frank opinion. If you're speaking to other people around you, if you enable the ambient aware or the talk through, they sound very, very clear. I love this. In fact, I call this the wife mode. So that way it works very, very well. I'll just put it on ambient mode, and again you can even customize the strength that you want. Okay, this is something that I really liked, and I would have missed this feature. This is something known as Persona 5, and this is, again guys, what is this? Everybody's hearing is a little bit different, and as if you age, your hearing actually changes. So what you might hear, I might not hear it exactly like that, and that's a problem. And here they solve this with this something known as Personify thing, and in fact actually they call it Harman Personify 2, and the JBL guys told me that this is the first time they are actually incorporating this technology on a headphone. This one actually has that, and here it goes through a test. It's an 18-point test, and it plays a variety of frequencies from the left ear and the right ear, and slowly they start reducing the sound, and so it detects what's your actual hearing level. In fact, this is the curve that it created for my ear after I ran this test, and you can enable it or disable it. So, and it also gives a test report after that test. So based on that, actually you can say that this Personify thing is a custom EQ for the best sound signature and hearing the full frequency specifically for your ears. And I really liked it. In fact, I liked it so much that after tuning it, it takes about 3-4 minutes. It's an 18 process step. I have stopped using the EQ on this one. If you notice, the equalizer is there. It's not like you don't have an equalizer. You have the equalizer like this. You can create your own. You can customize it if you want. All those things are available. You can just create your own EQ also like this if you really want. But after running this personalized test, I'm not using the EQ. The good thing is that even after having your personalized sound profile, you can overlap that with a EQ also. That is also given. So in terms of customization, I have really liked it. As you can see, you can just modify the existing EQs, also play around with it. So that way, I would say in terms of sound customization and all those things, they have done a really, really good job. We also have this something known as spatial sound on this one, and this does definitely change the sound signature. I would say expands the sound signature more like a 3D-ish kind of a thing. So you can play with this one. Actually, I enjoyed it a little bit more on movies compared to music, but again, this is something you can actually toggle, and definitely I would say it changes the sound signature, makes it a lot more wider. I would say wider is the right word. So again, that option is there. You can switch it on and off. Again, you can change the gestures and all those things that you want. Again, fully here are all the default setups that you have for your, what do you say, buttons. You can customize. As I've told you, we have the physical button here on the left ear pad, so you can customize what you want when we tap it. Let's say noise cancellation, ambient aware, or you want to just switch it off. And touch panel, as I've told you, these are the touch panel options that you are getting. Smart talk is something, let's say you're just outside, if somebody comes to you and you just start talking, it will detect it, and actually that ambient aware, you can hear that person clearly. So right now I have enabled it and I'm just talking, so it's enabled the hear through. When you're taking calls, sometimes you want to hear yourself also a little bit, so you can adjust that with this voice aware feature. Next we also have this Silent. Now this is something I liked. This is a feature that people who travel a lot on long international flights will like it. I basically I used to use noise cancellation headphones. I used to not listen to music when I was traveling in international flights, but I just put them on and switch on the ANC so that it drowns down, what do you say, the sound of the plane and all those things. You can actually do that on this one. You can just set it the duration. Let's say your flight, you want to sleep, let's say for like 5 hours. You can just set that and just activate it. Frequent travelers on long trips will really appreciate this feature. Okay, we also have the auto play and pause. For example, when the music is playing, if you just remove the headset, it will automatically just pause it, so you can activate it or deactivate that feature. And that works actually really, really well. And this is also personal sound amplification. This might not be useful for every user, but let's say you have some hearing impairment. Let's say maybe your left ear, you hear a little bit less and a little bit more on the right ear. You can actually adjust that over here. I personally didn't have to do it, but let's say if some of you have a little bit hearing problem, from one ear you hear a little bit more, but a little bit less from a particular ear, you can actually do that. Again, support is normal. Also, in fact, this did get one firmware upgrade, and I have applied that. So for firmware upgrades also, you can check by that. So that way, I would say in terms of the app experience, I would say JBL has done an excellent job in this one. The headphone with the convenience of this app is totally customizable as per your needs, and they have done a very good job, I would say. So in terms of app, this actually gets full points to me. I would say 10 on 10 for the app and the customization that they are offering, and some of the additional features that they are offering. So that way, I'm really happy with the app experience on this one. The ANC is actually very well done on this one, and among the best, I would say. Among the best, I would say. It's very difficult to say first, second, or third, something like that. But ANC quality is very good. And as I've told you, you can actually customize the level of ANC that you want. Another thing that a lot of users ask me, how's the microphone quality on this one? And I have to say the microphone quality is excellent on this one. As I've told you, we have actually 4 different microphones here. In fact, 2 of them are actually dedicated for calls. In fact, I did take quite a bit of calls on this one, and nobody complained that I was sounding muddy or anything. So in terms of call experience also, I would say very good on this one. In fact, if you take a lot of calls, you will be very happy with this one. Moving to the next thing is regarding the sound. Again, these are premium headphones, and you get them for listening, apart from the ANC and all those things, for the great music experience. Again, guys, and I have to say, they have done a very good job. In fact, the JBL guys told me that they are actually, there is something known as the Harman target curve, and actually they are doing that on this headphone. So it's a typical JBL sounding sound signature, very pleasing, I would say. Most of you will like it. It's not strictly neutral, but slightly tweaked a little bit, so that most of you like it. And in fact, if you do that personify, it analyzes and gives you the perfect EQ that's ideally for your hearing. So that way, I would say, in terms of sound signature also, the sound signature was very good. I could easily separate the instruments, a very good sound stage that I was getting. And in fact, if you opted for that spatial sound, again, it changes the sound stage. It becomes a lot more wider, as I've told you. So in terms of sound stage also, they have done a very good job. Now coming to the bass, mid-tones and higher tone, definitely I would say the bass is very well done. It's not overly done like some of the other, headphones in this range that over boost the, bass, and sometimes when you have really bassy tones, it gets muffled and boomy like that. That is not the case. Bass is done tastefully well on this one. Again, with the EQ, you can actually boost it quite a bit if you want. So bass, very well done, I would say. Even in the mid-tones, the vocals were sounding very good to me. Very clear. In fact, something that I really liked on this headphones is that the higher tones also were produced very well. It had that shimmer in them. Generally, most of the JBL products do get the higher tones right, and that's the case even with this one. Although it sounded great and brilliant, I would say, the sound was not fatiguing to my ears even after listening to them for a couple of hours. So that way I would say, in terms of sound signature and the sound experience that you would get, it's excellent. In fact, they have offered so many tools over here to tweak the sound signature if you want to tweak it a little bit. In fact, even before this Personify, I disabled the EQ. The default sound signature was so good that I didn't have to do any EQ on this one. That shows the quality of the headphones. The sound signature that it produces by default without any equalization is also very good. But again, if you really want to do that EQing and all these things, those options are present. So that way I would say, in terms of listening to music, and even I watched some movies, it was a very, very good experience. And also, as these are super, super comfortable, my head didn't feel that heaviness or anything. The weight distribution is done brilliantly on this one. So that way, in terms of sound quality, I would say I was very, very happy with this one. Now, coming to some of the things that I noticed, because I use a lot of headphones, other brands and stuff like that. In fact, I would say if you are a traveler or something, the Sony XM5s are the very popular ones. I also have them over here. But I feel in certain aspects, this headphones actually do a little bit better, I would say. Let me actually read. What I noticed is, as I've told you, the comfort factor is very, very good. And again, because of this portability, you can just wrap it up like this. So if you're a frequent traveler or something, you'll really appreciate that you can just wrap it up like this and put it in your bag. It takes a lot less space, which strangely on this XM5 is not the case. I don't know why Sony went with this design. Next aspect that I liked is the excellent combination of, physical buttons and the virtual buttons. For example, just for changing the tracks and stuff, I've told you, you can use the right side cup. But the important physical buttons that you use a lot, for example, volume controller, those are physical buttons over here. The same case with the ANC and the transparency mode and all those things that you use. So that way I would say, in terms of ergonomics, they have nailed the combination of virtual buttons and the physical buttons on this one. That is what I like. And again, once you have done your setup on the phone, as I've told you, you don't have to go back to your phone to do most of the stuff. Next thing I really liked on this one, that's that custom EQ based on your hearing, and I feel that calibration is done very, very well. Again, if you are investing in this one, definitely spend a little bit of time and create that profile. You will just love it. And overall, if I have to rate this headphone overall, I would give it a very, very high rating of 8.9 out of 10. Actually, I really enjoyed this one during the last couple of days that I'm testing. Also, coming to the battery life, I completely forgot. You don't have to worry about the battery life. It's rated for 50 hours of battery life, and with ANC, it's 30 hours of battery life. So even in terms of battery life, the battery life is actually very, very good. So you don't actually have to worry. In fact, there are some things that the JBL team actually told me about this one, because I interacted with them. In fact, they told me, as per the quarter 2 of 2022 by Future Score, they say JBL is now, as of now, the number one audio brand in headphones by the volume of numbers, and number 1 fastest growing in TWS. And also the JBL team told me, by default, when you buy this, you will be getting 1 year of warranty on this one, but they are saying that you can actually opt for extended warranty of over 1 year above the standard warranty. And they gave me some links. I'll add those links in the description so that you can check it out. So overall, I would say, if you're looking for a premium high-end ANC headphones, you can certainly have a look at this one. And now I feel this Sony XM5 finally has a very good competitor, in my frank opinion. So what do you guys feel about this JBL Tour One M2 headphones? Do let me know in the comment section below. Anyways guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care guys.